Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. So let's take a look again on the gold market. In our weekly report, we have come to the conclusion that the recent jump that market has got on some external driving factors, some reasons with fundamental character, well, it's not enough to break the overall, sentiment that's not very positive around the gold market currently. So investors currently shows relatively low interest to the market, and even we have nice jump in the recent couple of sessions, it is not enough yet to change overall view on the gold market. So we need something else, because even the pattern that we discussed here with this hand and shoulders, I'm talking about this every time, currently it looks weak, and the overall performance that we see with this pattern is not actually how it should look like when you're dealing with the normal progress of the hand and shoulders pattern. That's why we need a bit more confidence and see what will happen. And mostly on the gold market, we are standing in the same situation as on the euro currency. So if on the euro currency we're waiting for something bigger, because market hits the major support areas, and we hope that sooner rather than later we will get some nicely looking stops for trading within a few weeks. On the gold market scale, maybe not as strong as wide as in the Forex market, but still it's also actually a couple of options exist. So you could wait for some bigger patterns, or you could try to trade the trend direction on the lower time frames, because mostly currently we do not have Jordan Apple directional patterns, and if you would like to, you could try to ride on the trend that is forming currently on the lower time frames. But as I talked about this many times already, that trading of the trend is a bit more difficult, and it is more object for changing, so it is not as stable, as it's not as high the probability of success as you trade, for example, some directional pattern. So that's why you could keep an eye on the overall situation that we discussed here, and then makes your decision whether you would like to do it or not. So on the daily chart, trend turns bullish, market shows nice frosting up, so overall momentum here stands nice. And as we said, that could be the background for possible another extension to the upside. So market could proceed a bit higher, just because of the nice push that we've got here in last week. On the 4-hour time frame chart, if you would like to get something bigger, you, for example, could keep an eye on this larger head and shoulders pattern. That might be very interesting. So you could do currently nothing and wait when the market will be formed, trying to enter somewhere around the same levels where market stands right now, 1750, but when it starts returning back to forming the right arm. So this is one approach if you would like to get something more fundamental, that looks more reliable and clear. Well, if you're trading on a very short-term time frames, so here some stops exist. So market is forming currently. It's widening triangle here. It's some consolidation. Thrusting action looks nice. And recently market has formed a grabber here. As we expect, moving higher somewhere to this level, or maybe 1791, this might be very close to the neckline that we could get. So if I'll plot here by this spike, you can see market could come very close to the resistance. That might be the setup for taking the long position on the gold. So, but you should control some few moments. So on hourly chart, for example, recall what we said about minor hand and shoulders. Mostly some kind that has been formed here. This retracement was approximately the 50% of this upper direction. It's maybe smaller. Now we have the ABCD pattern. Here's again the acceleration, the market stands right now, and the retracement. This retracement meets strong support areas 1751, 1756, potential. And here we have also the grabber, bullish grabber on the 4-hour time frame chart. major action here of the BCD leg already has happened, so here we should be in extension mode. So it means that by the overall conception of this price action, this market mechanics of this action, we should not get reversal swing. The market should not drop below the C point. In this case, the short-term bull trend that we have here will be broken, and probably on the 5-time frame chart trend also will turn bearish, and this will be quite different step. So that's the chance to go long, for example, from this confidence support with the stops below the C point. This is one approach, what you could do on the longer time frame. Alternatively, if you suggest that market could drop a bit lower, because take a look here, we have divergence, right, with the MACD indicator, and the market will drop below C point, then you could keep an eye on the 1740, where theoretically the second chance could happen, this market could reverse up again. So only these kind of setups that you could try to catch, trying to follow, and see what will happen. In the case if the upward action will continue, as we suggested, this ABCD pattern, OP, take a look, stands at right 1791. It's at the same point as the major 618 level in the neckline. So if market will break it up and continue upward action, the OP will be right on the neckline, and that will be the possible area to consider taking the short position on the lower time frames. And for others who are waiting for this larger pattern, this will be just the next stage on the forming of the pattern. On interest rates today, you could see that market is bouncing up slightly, but in general, it's nothing criminal, so you can see it's in general this downward action stance. Later, probably, market should turn to the XOP, but currently, this type of action makes no barriers for gold market to go higher, because in general, it's no performance, significant changes in the interest rates behavior. So guys, that's all that we have currently on the gold market. As I said, either you wait for something bigger, or if you would like to trade, you will have to choose from some options that you have on the lower time frames, depending on your own position, what you suggest to see here on the gold, how you treat this current situation. So in fact, you have only two possible stops. Either try and take the long position right from here with the stops below the C, hoping that this bullish tendency will hold and market will keep going to the OP, or wait for a deeper retracement, maybe to the 1740, if market will not be able to stay here and will just drop this area. So this is short-term setups that we have. And then let's see what will happen, and most interesting moment will be if we indeed will get this large head and shoulders pattern in place.